Okay guys, we're back at it. And this time, I am going to ignite your senses because we're going to be doing ignition basics. All right, so a couple things about ignition that are really important, and you'll see this in the Google Doc in the instructions, really have to do with what's its purpose. And that is, it's to provide a timed spark. What does that mean? Well, if you remember way back at the beginning, we talked about suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Hang on. Intake, compression, power, exhaust. Those are the four strokes of what goes on in the engine. But here's the thing. The spark has to happen right before the power stroke because that's what lights the fuel-air mixture to create the power. So there's our timed spark. It has to be right there. However, how do we make this spark? We're working with a battery that only has 12.6 volts. Not much, it's low voltage. And to create a spark, we have to light an arc across a little gap, and that takes 15, 20, 30,000 volts to get it to light that arc across there. So we've got to be able to transform the low voltage of the battery to the high voltage of the spark. All right, there's a piece in the ignition system that does that job, and that's the coil. And what the coil really is a step-up transformer. What that means is it takes the voltage from the battery and steps it up to the voltage needed to create the spark. How does it do that? Well, back to the magnetic field. What we do is we put some windings around a core and we run current through it, and it has a certain voltage. But if we wind more windings adjacent to it, what you get is this step up of voltage. Now the current goes down, but the voltage goes up. And that's our coil. So we call that the heart of the system, okay? So kind of cool. And in the next little video, what I'll show you is how our coil actually does that job. We've got some various different kinds of coils that are used, but I have a whole ignition system that I put together here, and this is what would have been fun and shocking had we still been in class. But I'll get to show you how that spark is actually created. So until then, check out the notes, go through all the stuff, and then watch the next little video before we move on.